Stacy Lapes Califa. I'm here with Expat View, and I'm here with Chantal Duke. Chantal Duke works in Audi International School in the visa department, and she's going to talk to us a little bit about being an expatriate. She's been all over the world, and I want you to talk to us a little bit about what you consider to be one of the hardest moments of moving as a trailing spouse with your partner.
One of the most difficult moments when one arrives at a first assignment is usually not the first few weeks, because we're very busy with moving into the house and getting the children settled into the school, getting to know the community. I was in the diplomatic sector, so getting to know the community in the international area. But the most difficult was definitely, I would say, 2 or 3 months later, when the children are in the school. Everything, the house is ready and it has been completely, we've received our household effects and everything is fine, and it's just what to do. And that's what the most difficult part was when we were living overseas, at least from my experience. And what I started doing is picking up some activities and an interest that I found was easy to make connections with, and very often it was a craft. It was being involved with the local community as far as artists, and I would start working with them on a personal basis. And what I did is, for example, in Nicaragua, I learned how to do weaving with a friend of mine. And I was involved afterwards with the local artists that were doing crochet and weaving. We formed a group that would meet on a regular basis, and I'm starting to know more about the Nicaraguan culture that way, and making friends in a local community.
So after the first 3 months, the first 3 months were difficult to do that, but eventually you found something like that was a passion for yourself, and you got involved in something that sounds like it was a very supportive environment, because you formed a group of people that learned a craft or a trade, and you use that as a passion to kind of follow forward.
Right, and I found it to be very important, not only for myself, but the fact is that was something I could carry over. And I call it the portable passion because it was something very easy to put in a suitcase, and it was something I could pick up the next country. And I did that in our next assignment in Chile. I immediately got involved with the local community around weaving and then the wool business, because in Chile is very famous for its wool. And I found some absolutely incredible artists that way. So I figured that it had to be something that was very easy to carry over, very light, because very often when we move from one assignment to the other, we will have only what we call air freight, meaning a few suitcases with us, and of course with 2 children, you know, their needs are a priority, and I found that to be absolutely extremely important for me. After Chile, in Ethiopia, I carried over the weaving, and I started painting. And I started working with local painters, doing some classes, getting involved in also this local community, and I carried that over to the other countries as well. And that was also something very easy and portable, extremely gratifying.
So several things, you got involved in several art crafts, and even today you still like to paint, and we're at her house now, and you can see some of the stuff behind us, some of her beautiful stuff that she's brought back, and people that she worked with abroad. And so this was something that you took with you each time you went to another country, like you said, a portable in your suitcase, a career in your suitcase.
Right.
Something that you could continue doing while your husband, because you were the trailing spouse, while your husband was working, something that would keep you going, that would validate you and give you a sense of community also with another support group.
Right. I mean, I found it extremely important because it's something that actually gave me an insight into the local culture. In an international community, it's very easy sometimes just to stay within a English-speaking community and not really know much of the local culture. But by having this craft with me, either painting or weaving, and I picked up giving cooking classes, and I founded a gourmet group in one country, which still exists 25 years later. That I'm very, very proud of, and that really helped me just to know people in the local community, and made the assignment really much easier, much faster. So I would recommend it very, very highly that people who are following or are in an assignment overseas to be able to take something with them, and it can be short story writing. It can be, like I said, painting, weaving, cooking, and get involved with the local community. Pass the word out that there's something of that interest that they have and they want to share, and making friends. It's quite possible that way very quickly.
So you're saying that once you get there, once you get installed and your family is all taken care of, very quickly to get involved in something.
Absolutely.
And to get involved in the community, the local culture, and to help form networks so that you have that support and that validation.
Right.
So is there any other advice that you would give people out there as far as what would you do as far as once you get there? What about talking about learning the language? How important was that for you when you traveled abroad?
Learning language is important, but I don't think it should be a barrier. I don't think it should be a barrier to actually being involved with the local community. I mean, I found everywhere I lived that there was a huge community of people speaking English. If someone doesn't speak the local language, that's really very helpful. I was able to actually find positions, paying positions overseas. For example, for my love of cooking, I was giving cooking classes in Chile and Ethiopia, and then that carried over to our next assignment. I was able to run a restaurant, which is another story in itself because it was absolutely incredible to be able to run a restaurant in Jamena on the edge of the River Shari. And then trying to find supplies for the restaurant was just very, very difficult. I had to go across the border to Cameroon in order just to find some staples that we couldn't find in Chad. But that was all from my love of cooking. So I really believe that this is something we can definitely take with us and then see what is going to be developing in the next assignment. But a portable passion is to me something that we all need to have. And it will help us to develop in our next assignment, absolutely.
Great. Okay, well, thank you very much for sharing that with us. Please visit us on YouTube and also go to our website at www.expatview.com. Thank you very much for being with us, Chantal.